I had to put the arms back because it would just look weird if I started doing the Megazord transformation. Or morph. Morph. We're not Transformers. We are Morphin Power Rangers. Alright. When even more power was needed, the Zords would morph into the mighty Megazord attack tank mode. And this was basically used to garner enough firepower to distract the enemies and keep them barred enough so that they can stand up and become Megazord battle mode. And of course, we all know how that's done. Bye-bye Pteranodon, Pterodactyl. Take the head off. We need Megazord battle mode now! Switching to Megazord battle mode! Megazord sequence has been initiated. This one I think I'll actually do like the show because it was just so cool. At least you don't have to worry about them stupid buttons anymore. Feel free to do the theme song if you want. Uh-oh. In a real battle, Megazord would have gotten toasted by now. Yeah, no, I'm sorry I'm bad at that. Maybe with some more further help in computer editing, I will be able to do a really cool, badass transformation sequence. But there's Megazord. And of course, this is the only reason why people got this thing. It's because it was Megazord. No one really cares about the Dinobots until they actually get it, and they're like, oh my god, what the hell did they do to my Dinozords? Yeah, I said Dinobots, I meant Dinozords. And another thing that's really great about the Megazord set is that everything can be used. The head turns into the shield, the cannon's attached to the back, and the sword places in the hand. Yes, I know the sword cannot be placed in Megazord attack tank mode or Dinozord mode, but you could have Jason's Tyrannosaurus hold onto the sword with his teeth. It can be done, you know. Another thing that's awesome about this thing is that the arms and the legs, they come off, and you can put, like, you know, motorcycles and other vehicles to this. That's pretty lame. But let's take his left arm off. It's Cyclopsis. BAM! For that short moment in Doomsday Part 2, when Megazord had his arm chopped off by Cyclopsis. We need a Cyclopsis! You hear that, Bandai? Cyclopsis, now! And Rita, and a Dragon Morpher, and Dragon Zord, but according to Bandai sources from Toy Fair and CollectionDX.com, we will be getting a Dragon Zord next year. So yeah, put the shield in hand, put the sword in hand, and Megazord is now ready to battle evil space aliens. However, Bandai doesn't want to release any evil space aliens, so Megazord is pretty much useless as a toy. But I'm pretty sure that you could use Godzilla or whatever you want in your playtime areas and have him, you know, slice up a little bit of Godzilla sushi. But I already went over the detailing of this. It looks much more better. It may be made of cheaper plastics in some respects, but it is a better, sleeker looking Megazord than we ever got in the deluxe version in 1993. And then there's a lot of people that have complaints about certain things, like the hands. Cheap plastic. Well, explain like this. This right here. he can't sit down now. Why would Megazord sit? Really? Why would Megazord sit? Are they going to build him a giant rocket ship for him to ride around in and blast evil space aliens? I don't think so. And plus, this is actually more show accurate because if you look at the designs on the show, it looks like this. The legs are much more smaller. This actually looks like you could actually fit a man inside of a suit. That's what it looks like to me. We could have gotten a little bit of articulation here, but because they wanted to hollow out the plastic piece and they decided against it. You know, they didn't want to have people spend over $30 for a Megazord. People did in 1993 and we were happy with it. But it's got some articulation, you know, you can move the elbow. It's got elbow joints. Even if they're part of the transformation, they are still something. And really, someone did it on Ranger Board or Ranger Talk or one of those sites where the head actually moves. You think Bandai could have done that? It's not 1993 anymore. I mean, we're going to have a freaking AT-AT this year, which I'm so excited for, by the way. We're going to have an AT-AT that will have 6 figures fit in the cockpit. So if they can figure out to do that, Bandai can certainly figure out how to turn a goddamn head. And another thing it lacks is, since the tip doesn't fold down, that's another one of those big eyesore distractions, and the tail's a little bit too long. But when displayed like this, you can't notice it. So I'm not really that worried about it. Well, you can here, but we're not really that worried about. It's Megazord. Anyone who is a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan should get it, because a lot of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fans have probably threw out their old deluxe Megazord, and I'm not going to pay $200 on eBay for mint and sealed box 1, or up to $150 for a mint loose one. That's just crazy. But, you know, other than that, it is a very nice display piece, and it goes really great with your Power Rangers collection, and is more in scale to the 8-inch Evil Space Aliens that you can get a dime a dozen for on eBay than the original Deluxe Megazord. So I say, go and get it. They're not going to be available for very much longer. As soon as 2010 is done, this Megazord is probably going to go bye-bye. It's going to be discontinued. So I would say, go and get one. And don't come back to me bitching about, you know, the pegs on Tyrannosaurus's legs. Because you know what? I don't care. This is the only Megazord we're ever going to get for a very long time, unless Bandai of Japan starts to get very nostalgic and do a masterpiece version of Daijujin. It will probably never happen because Daijujin is only popular in America. The Japanese don't really care about Daijujin. Daijujin Kuru Sentai Zyuranger Zyuranger was only, it was just a series to them. It was another Sentai series. There was nothing special about it to them. But us Americans like to nitpick things, like First Living Mecha, first 6th Ranger that didn't die after episode 1. Dragon Caesar looks like Godzilla. You know, all of these things. There was nothing special about it. We care about it so much because it was the genesis for Power Rangers, and because we grew up out of Power Rangers but still wanted to have that childlike, and, you know, we still have those childlike aspects in our personalities, decided to mature and watch Zyuranger. Which is fine. I like Zyuranger. I do love it. I think Jetman and Mask Man's a far superior series, but Zyuranger is good. So until next time, Hoodimus said, signing off.